being a little staccato. Maybe we'll get through a little stretching and strengthening. Maybe we won't. We'll find out. I'm here to check in with my own body. I'm in it for the long haul. We'll see if my internet cooperates as I invite you to join me to whatever degree feels good in your body. If it does, I encourage you to at least move around a little bit, do a little wiggle jiggle, do a little arm swinging. Maybe take a deep breath or two, let go of some stress. Let's do a couple deep breaths and shoulder shrugs, breathing in and clenching up, pulling down in the diaphragm, expanding the lungs, holding, and then just letting that go, shaking it out. Let's do another one. Clenching, lifting, putting the shoulders in the ears, lifting the pelvic floor, tensing the arms, holding, and then just letting that go, shaking it out. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, holding, and then just letting that go. Let's do a little neck stretching. Over to one side. I'm going to alternate right ear to right shoulder, and then chin to shoulder and ear to shoulder, all the while trying to pull this opposite shoulder down. Alternating chin and ear, relaxing on the left side. Let's come around the top, over to the left, relaxing on the right, and then alternating chin and ear to shoulder on that side. I like to go ahead and pet the muscles sometimes. That helps remind them to relax. Let's roll down the front. I'm going to roll back and forth a couple of times. Swinging chin to shoulder on each side, and then around the top. Arcing the chin over the top, shoulder to shoulder. Keeping those shoulders still nice and relaxed. Just noticing all the crunches and ka-chunkas. I'm going to take a couple breaths, bring my attention into the bottoms of my feet now. Root myself into the earth. Imagine myself hanging from the center of the universe. Nice and straight, long and strong. And relaxed. I'm going to swan dive down from the hips, making sure not to lock those knees. Coming down with a relatively flat back, all the way past the hips to hang toward the floor. Just letting go with the back, letting go with the belly, letting go with the head and the neck. And then I'm going to roll up, just checking in with each vertebra. Shake that out a little bit. Still got some congestion in the lungs. I'm going to clasp hands behind back, pulling shoulders towards each other, pulling elbows towards each other, pressing palms, pulling down with those fingers for a nice counter stretch. Lifting the chest and the eyes, and then coming forward again with a relatively flat back, making sure not to lock those knees, hinging from the hips. I got a pretty intense hitch in one shoulder there, so I'm just gonna give that a breath or so, see if it wants to let go, unwind. Gonna practice the triceratops line is what I was trying to say. Goodness, got all dyslexic in the mouth there. Just letting that unwind a little more with gravity. Feeling it let go through the shoulders, through the chest. And then pushing with the feet. I'm going to hinge up from the hips again, leading with the fingertips, coming back into that counter stretch. Ooh. Just noticing all of those hitches, glitches, and where it's smooth and supple. I got something out of whack right in here. See if I can get that a little more lined up. Let's do a little arm swinging side to side. And then I'm going to ground the feet again and roll on down. Just still checking in with the spine, noticing where those hitches are sticking. Seeing if the body has anything important to say to me other than, oh. Shake it out a little bit. Bend the knees, swing the arms back, come again into that counter stretch. Just lifting the chest, lifting the eyes. Swing the arms out. Let all that go. Shake it out a bit. Step back with the left foot into a moderate lunge. Putting those hips into a perpendicular line, feet in a parallel line. Tipping the tailbone under a little bit, looking for a nice long and strong line through the spine and abdomen, through the core, really. I'm going to keep sliding that back heel out a little bit, little bit. Keep swinging this back hip forward, forward hip back, tucking the tailbone under. Swing that back heel out just a little bit more. I'm coming up onto the toes now with that back foot. See if I can scooch over here a little bit. Still squaring these hips. And then I'm going to come all the way down to put each hand on each side of that front foot. Enjoy that deep lunge, and then straightening that front leg, forward folding over that leg, aiming my chin for my toes. Still trying to pull that back hip forward, forward hip back. Getting a nice stretch through that front leg, and then I'm going to bring weight onto those hands and bring that front foot back to meet the back foot, pressing through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the earth, pressing into the heels. Let's tread those heels, pressing more into the left, bending the right, pressing into the left, or the other way around, and again, pressing into the left, pressing into the right, pressing into both heels, pressing the heart toward the earth, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head. Just enjoying that nice stretch. I'm going to swing the body forward, lifting the chest and the eyes, keeping those legs together, and lifting the eyes. I just said that. Dropping the belly, stretching out the tongue if you feel like it. And then lifting those hips, pressing back again through downward facing dog. Heart toward the earth, heels toward the earth, tailbone toward the back of the head. And then stepping forward with that left foot into a nice deep lunge. I like to bounce in that deep lunge a little bit, and then stepping forward with the back foot. Just step back here, hanging in a forward fold, just letting the spine hang again. Let's roll up this time. Checking in with the spine again. Shaking all that out. Shake it over to the left and to the right. I'm going to step back with the right foot. Again, squaring those hips. Tucking the tailbone under, looking for a nice long and strong line through the core. Abdomen and spine working together. Checking that that front knee isn't crunching past the toes and eking those back heel out. Getting a nice deeper lunge. Pressing into that heel still. And then sliding that foot out a little bit more, coming onto the toes if need be. Coming all the way down into a deep lunge, putting both hands on either side of that foot. And then straightening that leg, aiming my chin for my toes. Forward folding over that nice left front leg. Is it a nice leg? It is. Good leg. Still pulling that back hip forward, forward hip back, working to square those hips a little bit, draping the body over that front leg. And then I'm going to bring weight onto both hands and bring that front leg back to meet the back leg, pressing through the palms, tipping the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing into those heels. I'm going to come forward in a plank position and do 1 or 2 slow push-ups. Haven't been doing my push-ups because I had a rib injury, but it's getting healed up, happy to say. So keeping the elbows in close to the body, keeping the hands under the shoulders, keeping the legs together, coming down nice and slow. And I'm going to hold at the bottom here for about a count of 3. And then pushing up again, nice and slow. Trying to bring the body in one piece. I think I'll keep it to 1 push-up today. Pressing through the palms again into those heels. Tipping the tailbone, pressing the heart toward the earth. And then swinging that right foot forward in between the hands into a nice deep lunge. To bounce in that lunge a little bit. Don't forget to breathe and smile amidst scowling and holding your breath. It's good to alternate. I'm going to hang here from the hips again after stepping forward with that back foot and then roll on up. Shake that out. Let's do some little hand circles on the wrists, just checking in with those little bones. Ooh, it's got some tenderness in there. Let's go the other way. I think we tend to think that large bones and muscles are more important than little ones, and indeed, sometimes they do carry more weight, and yet a lot of what we do relies on those little guys, right? I'm going to do some big arm circles. Let's come into a deep straddle, just so I can stay in the frame and not hit the dome. Let's go the other way. Hitch up the britches. Shake that out. I'm going to do some hip dips, stretching those inner thighs a little bit. Just running through a quick and casual body check. I like to remind you, you don't need any special routine or any special outfit or any special hand-built mega-sculpture dome to do a little checking in with your body. I'm going to step back, feet under the hips. Let's do some pushing into each hip. Encourage you to play and explore and move this movement machine that you're living in and working from. It's the one thing you can't get through this life without, really. So I hope you're being kind to yourself. Place both feet under both hips and slide, bringing that stretch up into the torso. Trying to keep these hips relatively parallel to the floor plane, keeping both feet rooted into the earth. Got several little hitches in my giddy up this morning that my body's talking to me about. It's good to check in, listen. Remember, we're all in this together. Let's do just a little balancing. I'm going to stand on the right foot and bring this left knee up toward left shoulder, relaxing that supporting side. Let's do a little ankle rotating. How about medium circles from the knee? See if I can do that without falling over. It helps to focus on that supporting side, relaxing that supporting foot, pushing up through the center. Let's do some big circles from the hip. Going the other way. I'm going to bring this knee back up towards shoulder, tipping that tailbone under, just enjoying that balance for a breath or two. Setting that down, shake it out. I'm going to bring right knee toward right shoulder. Again, relaxing the supporting side, relaxing the shoulders, tipping the tailbone under. Let's do some ankle rotations. I think my shin injury is finally starting to heal up, but it's still a little bit sore and complainy in there. You can tell when one thing's healing up, because then a new thing will start to complain. There's two medium circles from the knee. Still working on standing firmly from that supporting side through the core, relaxed and strong. Let's do big circles from the hip. And if you can hear that ka-chunk, I think my SI joint is a little out. That's the sacroiliac. So I'm going to do some work on that. In a little bit, down on the floor. Maybe I'll even record it. Anyhow, for now, I'm going to bring this knee up toward the shoulder again. I'm just feeling for that nice, long and strong, relaxed line from that supporting foot all the way up through the core, out the top of the head. Setting that down. Yep, I'm going to get down on the floor and do a little adjusting, a little standing on my head, and a few minimum any reps. I hope that you enjoy the rest of whatever you're into today. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.